it throws you off. So still waiting, still waiting. Let me refresh it. Okay, well, I'll try again here in a minute, but let's get Facebook going then. So how is everybody today? Everybody ready for another weekend? I tell you, I used to think that way a lot, but it seems like all days are about the same now. Seems like the weekends are just as busy as the rest of it. And my phone, I restarted my phone. I'm going today, after we get done here, I'm going today. I'm going to try and get me a new phone if they'll let me. My husband's out of town, so he may have to go since I'm on his account. There we go, finally. Good grief. Come on, phone. I've got one of those, I've got an 8 Plus, and it just... You guys know I've been having trouble with it. Hey, Nancy, how are you? There's Rhonda. Raining lost there. Uh-oh. I hope it dries up soon for you. Hey, Stephanie and Tanya. Okay, and it looks like we're going on YouTube now, too. Okay. All right, and YouTubers, if you're there, be sure and let me know you're there. Say hi and let me know how you're doing. If you are a first-timer, please let me know where you're from also. I always like to know that. It's so interesting what the reach is that we have these days. So, okay. All right, and there's Linda and Bonnie. Okay, now, like I said, today we're going to be making a fall table arrangement. And actually, I had to do quite a bit of prep work here. I decided, first off, I was going to go with a kind of an orange and a golden, like a golden or a golden yellow motif. And all of a sudden, I decided I didn't want to do that. I saw these dahlias and peonies that I had sitting there, and I thought, how gorgeous would that be if we could get everything together? Because if you look toward the edge of the petals, I mean, you look at this peony and it's burgundy, right? But if you look closely in the center and then on the edge here, it actually has some golden color to it. And I thought, how pretty would that be if I could put those two together? So I got all my greens together and all the other goodies. But then I didn't have a container. I've got a lot of these containers in white. They're like a whitewashed, which I love those. And that would have been fine with the other way I was going. But then I thought, well, that's not going to look really good with those really warm colors like that. That white's going to be kind of stark. So I went ahead and I stained this morning and then we went ahead and got it prepared. So I'm hoping, it feels like it's pretty dry, and I had it sitting on my mat. It hasn't bled off into it, so hopefully we're good. So hopefully I'm not going to be wearing the stain. So, okay. All right. Let me show you what we're going to use first, though. I got kind of sidetracked there. But I've got these two together. Like I said, the peony and the... these are actually called daisy mums. They kind of remind me of dahlias, but if you could look in the inside of those two, as I said, I was going to go like the yellow and the rust root or orange, but when I bring this dahlia up here next to it, it almost makes that center play into more of a burgundy color. And it's funny how you can change your colors like that. But then I also have lots of other goodies. I've got all kinds of greens, because like I said, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. This is actually a Hobby Lobby fern that I love. It's so pretty. It has actually the kind of a brown or burgundy color on the end. And then I thought these colors would all play well together as well with this little fern I've got. And I don't know if you saw when I took this off of my spray that I was using. Hobby Lobby has a really cool corn husk spray, but I've been cutting these off because it's just not worked in the designs that I've been using or making, I mean. And I thought with these colors, that would kind of calm down some of the yellowish in it. And what else? And I've got some leaf picks. I've got pine cones. I've got lotus pods. a variety. I always come to the table with a bunch of stuff, okay? All right, so let me get a place cleared here, and then we'll get started. So, hey, Oriella. Uh-oh, it's raining. Or you mean you're sprinkling. I'm a little dense. I just caught that, Oriella. Thank you. Hey, Zuli, how are you? And there's Linda. Okay. All right, and Linda and Dayton. Good deal. Good deal. All right, I'm going to drop you guys down now so you can see a little better. And it's always difficult. There's not really a great view when we're making arrangements on camera. So I'll be kind of tipping them up every now and then. I mean, you're basically right here. You're seeing what I'm seeing only from the other direction. So that, you know, there's that. But it's hard to get a good side view like what you can on a wreath. So, all right. So now I really wanted to use these also. I just absolutely love these spider mums. And they do play really well as far as coloration. You can see that kind of pulls out the burgundy in the center of this flower, and then also the yellow kind of pulls out the mustard color on the center and the edge of these leaves. But I think they're too similar in shape. I like to vary my textures and shapes and that kind of thing. So that's why I elected not to go with these. I think they would work. I mean, they are a little bit different, but I wanted something a little bit more round because I knew for sure I wanted to use these. Okay? All right, so let's put those to the side. And the first thing I want to do, I want to kind of get my height. And we'll be placing these first. These are going to be my highest piece. And I don't want it this high. I don't want it this high, but I'm going to trim it down just a little bit so we can get this probably about here. Years ago, they used to tell us to keep our height about 1.5 the size of the container. Here in recent years, that's kind of gone by the wayside. It's kind of like everything goes. And that's what I like, because sometimes I'll put it way high. Of course, then you got to worry about, does it tip over, you know, so. Oh, Melinda's got rainy Louisiana, like you didn't have enough already. That's right. That's bad news. Bad news. I bet you guys are drowning down there. All right, I'm going to trim this off about right here. And the main thing is I want everything, I'm going to make these in kind of like clusters. I want all of these to be on basically a different level. I want each one of these flowers to have their own little space and being on a different level, okay? And I'm going to put this toward the back. I'm still going to leave some room for here because what I'm thinking is I'm going to put a peony. Well, no. Now I want to save room for a little bit of something back here. I don't know what I'm going to put now. I kind of changed my mind when I see that, but anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to put that about right here. And this is kind of a thick stem, so I'm going to make a little pilot hole here before I actually stick it down in there. Now get a feeling for the height. I'm going to stand back just a bit here. And you want to make sure that you think about nature. You want everything kind of looking different directions. And I do like that height. So if you can see that, that's about what we have so far. Okay, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to put a little glue on it. Make sure that I've got my moss out of the way so I don't thread that down through the foam. Okay. Now, these two heads are wired. This one is not. This one's going to just kind of go wherever it wants to. All right, let's see. Maybe put another one off to the side here. Or I could bring it over here. But again, I'm still wanting to be sure that I keep that on a different level. think I like it coming out right now. I could always change it later, okay? Hey, Sandra, how are you? All right, let's clip this. I'm going to clip this little leaf off of here just because it's going to give us a little trouble getting into the foam. Okay, now I always think about the flowers kind of looking up toward the sun. But again, I want to be sure that it's at a different level. Bring it up just a little bit more. I want it at a different level than these guys. Everybody's got their own space. Okay? All right, so that's how we're starting out. Okay? All right. Yeah, Nancy, get those done. Hey, Zuli. Yeah, glad to see you too, Zuli. Thank you. All right, now I also want these peonies. Let me kind of play around with them and see what I want here. And I probably, see how this one's a little bit more misshapen? I mean, I can always fix that, but I'm going to lay that one down because that won't be as noticeable than if I put this one up. I want one of them down a little bit lower. I want the other one higher. Let me kind of play this around, or play around with this in my mind here. Like I said, I'm thinking I want to put a pumpkin in here. Okay, all right, I like this. So I'm just going to, actually, I'm just going to lay this right here, right over the edge. Let me see how I can get this to lay good. I'm just going to lay it just like that. And I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and leave those greens on it for right now. I can take them out later if I want, if I decide I want to. I'm going to clip off this stem here. Make it a little shorter because I've got it positioned just where I want it right now. So I'm just going to take a floral pen. Just taking a floral pen. It looks just like a big paper clip. Okay, that's about what I think of whenever I see those. I'm going to dip it in my glue and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put that right above where those leaves are so somebody can't take a hold of this and tug it out. Okay, so it's got a little bit of protection. I'm putting it right here instead of just back here. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, so we got that one there. Now I'm wanting this other one a little bit taller. Again, I'm thinking different levels. Okay. Let's clip this off. And for right now, again, I'm going to leave the stems, or I'm sorry, not the stems, the leaves. All right, I like that. So let's go with that. Drop this down in here. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Those pretty colors together. I love this already. It's just such a warm, I don't know, this fall colors are just so warm and inviting. It just makes you think about sitting in front of the fire, doesn't it, with a cup of coffee or, what is that, this pumpkin spice? Okay, all right, I like that. All right, so let's keep going. I'm going to save that leaf there just in case. All right, now I'm going to bring this guy in here. I've got some of the gold back here, so I want to bring a little bit up here front. Get the price tag off. This is another Hobby Lobby thing. I think these are from Hobby Lobby. This is from Hobby Lobby. What else? And then I showed you that other pumpkin that we've got. I don't know if we'll use that or not. We'll see. I'm thinking I want this one. I don't want it flat down against the container. I do need some greens down there though. I'll tell you what, let me put some of those in there first. Not those. I don't want to sit this on top of this. The color's gonna not be different enough, and you won't appreciate it enough. So I've got this other one, this fern, this Hobby Lobby fern. Let's get a little bit of this trimmed off. And this stem on here, I use this a lot. But this stem on here, it doesn't look like it should be, but it's pretty strong. So I usually have to use my either a lot of strength or my bigger, well, that came right off that time. Made a liar out of me. All right, let me get a few of these trimmed off here. I'll just go ahead and cut the whole thing up. I'm just going to make it into pieces because I don't know how much I'm going to need. I hear lots of people when I'm doing lives, you know, I hear lots of people that are afraid of, well, I've heard a couple of different comments. Either they're afraid of making or doing arrangements, or they're afraid if they've got a shop that they won't sell. And I'm not really sure how that came to be, because I was told the same thing, that, you know, don't waste your time. They don't really sell. But I'm here to tell you that they do. I don't know if it's just because of a different time, but for the longest time I didn't make arrangements. For a couple of reasons. Same reasons I'm telling you, that I wasn't sure that I could do it. I thought they looked intimidating to me. But then also I heard they didn't sell, and that is not true. You know, a lot of times people are wanting something to make their home pretty, and or perhaps they're wanting to give a gift, or say they've got a loved one in the hospital, something like that. A lot of times they're just wanting something kind of smallish. Okay, I like that. Let's just lay that right over the side. I don't have enough stem to drop this down into the foam, so I'm going to use a floral pin on this also. And I grabbed two. I didn't mean to grab two. You lay that over there for right now. All right, and again, I'm going to straddle that so that nobody can pull this out. Okay. Trying to bend it to where it drops down over the side just a bit. Okay. All right, so that's what we've got right there. You can't hardly see it against that brown. Hi, Angela. How are you? Happy Friday. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and put our pumpkin in there. And I want to trim down this stem just a little bit. I do not want it down flush against the container. I want it standing up just a bit. I think that looks good right like that. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this in. I'm making a little hole with my finger to make sure that that moss doesn't follow that stem down in there. Drop it a little bit further. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. Now I don't want the stem to be straight up and down. I want it like that. Okay. Okay. All right, now let's see what else we want to do. I do need to bring just a little bit more burgundy or something back here. Let me see what I've got here. Yeah, I don't have enough room for both of these, and I don't think it looks right either. I do have some other, let me look, I've got a whole box full of goodies here. Let me see what else I can put in here. I want a different color back over here, a little bit of darkness, and I'll show you why here in a second. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself to where I get myself in a bind. Okay, I do like that. Okay. And the reason being, I don't want to bring in this color, just like I didn't want to put that underneath of that pumpkin. I wanted to break up these two colors, so I needed something dark. Not necessarily burgundy, but I like these. I like to use these lotus pods. I think that's really pretty. I also have this other little pumpkin. I guess we could use him. Let me look here. I like this also, but I think it looks too matchy-match, so I'm not going to use that. Another thing I could use is a pine cone. All right, I'm just trying this on for size, guys. Sorry, I've got to look at it a bit. I like the lotus pod. I like the lotus pod, okay? So I'm going to use that. I'm going to do the same thing, though, that I did with the fern over here. I'm going to bring some over here on this side before I put that on there, just so I can have room to work. Let's clip off a few of these here. Just trying to see if these were pushers or not, and they're not. Or pushers or sliders. They are not. All right, so let's make sure we fluff this, bend this down a little bit. And I'm going to look at it from the side here and make sure I've got it reasonably even on the sides. I don't want it to be real lopsided as far as how far the leaves go out beyond the container. Okay, let's bend that down. And I'm going to put a good amount of this over here. Just kind of concentrate these colors. I'm going to trim this down just a bit. Bring it down just a little bit lower. Okay. Maybe another couple pieces. And I'm just layering these. I can't put them all in at the same time or they're going to not have that same layering effect. Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you. I do too. I love these colors. Love it so far. All right, let me put one more piece. I've got one more piece of this same stem. I'm just going to put it right in there. Kind of bend this down. And these don't have to stick in there real far. I'm going to say an inch is probably about what I'm putting these here. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. And I'm going to come in here. I'll probably put some more of this in also. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put the lotus pod in next. It's getting closed in here. I'm getting kind of claustrophobic. Oh, you know what else? I just glanced and saw this. I also have this. I really don't even know what this is called. Let me check this out. Now I think I want something a little bit more solid there. Let's see, what's it called? It's called a Patrina seed. I forgot I had that sitting over there. Let's see. I'm just kind of getting an idea how high I want this. I trim off some of this stem. I don't think I want it on the same level as this. I've got the peony kind of laying over the edge, and I don't like the way it looks if I've got this. You know, I've got two similar shapes on either side. I don't like that. So let's raise that up just a little bit here. It is on a wired stem, so I can move it later if we need to. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay. All right, we need a little something more in the middle here. Right in this area. Now what do we want to put? I almost wish I had another pumpkin. Another, like a smaller pumpkin. I do have this one. Let me look. I might be able to put this in here. That might kind of quiet down some of that yellow. I don't like that though. Let me see what else I've got in my little bucket down here. Got this one. Hang on, I'm kind of visualizing this. I gotta play with it in my mind. That almost works. What do you guys think? I almost feel like it's too light. All right, let me see what else I have. I'm not done. I have this. I'm looking in the camera, you guys. Hey, Marilyn. Oh, thank you, Melinda. Thank you. I like that. I like that. I think I'm going to go with this. This is like a seed spray, or let me look and see what it's called. Seed cluster or cluster seed bush. Let's go with that. All right, and I'm actually going to do just that. I'm going to cluster them. I'm going to put several of them right in this hole right here. I'm not really sure how high I'm going to put them just yet. Okay. All right, I like that. And I'll turn it around here in a second and show you what I'm doing. Okay, I've got this right here. Okay, and it's kind of bringing that yellow. And if you can look at it closely, it has the same, almost like a rustish orange. It's a little darker than the mustard, but kind of the orangey, rusty color in it also. So I like it. I'm not going to use these leaves though, so they look pretty cheap. Cheap or inexpensive. They look pretty not realistic. Okay, and of course we'll have to bring some green down here also. And get one more of these. I want it up higher. Yeah, we're going to go higher. It's getting to where it's hard for me to get my hand in there. Let me take my pliers and push it down. It pulls out that yellow here in the center of this burgundy peony also. Let's see. Okay, All right, so that's what we have so far. Oh, thank you guys. Hi, Amy. Hey, thank you, Zuli. Okay. All right, and I almost feel like I want to put another one of those pieces over here. Not as big as this cluster over here, but just a little touch of it. Let me see where I can put this. I think I'm going to put a piece just right here beside that peony. Trying to get around the leaf. That I'm leaving those leaves in there as long as I can. Like I said, I may have to cut them out, but okay. All right, I do like that. Okay. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Get my, okay. All right, now we've got a big hole right here I need to fill. I could almost put in probably another one of these pieces. Let me look here. Yeah, I'm going to put one more little piece of this, just a small head. Drop that back in there a little bit more. Okay. All right, so there's where we're at so far. Oh, thank you, Verlene. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. All right, now I still have this hole right here. And I've got, let's see what else we have. I've got some pine cones. I do like that. I've got this longer pine cone, but you're probably thinking, how in the world is she going to get that on there? And if I decide to use it, I'll show you here. I also have this well, I have this, which the color is right, but there's two similar of textures. I don't want to use that. I keep on pulling that out. I also have all these leaves. I forgot about these. Let me look here. Just trying it on for size. I think I like the pine cone better. It's going to give just a little bit of height over on this side. Let me see if I can find another similar one. Oops. Okay. All right, I do see it. Okay. I need to figure out how we're going to attach this. And I've got a wooden floral pick here. Just gonna see if we can work it out with that. A lot of times what I'll do, but I don't have any with me, I'll put like an eye hook in there and attach it that way, but I don't have any right here. Let me see if I can get this to work. I'm going to put a little dab of glue over this. And then, because this is going to be buried down in there, so you're not going to see this part. can't find the end of my tape. I don't know why my tape's not staying. It's not staying rolled for some reason. It works just fine, but I cannot get it to stay on the roll. Only time I've ever had this happen. All right, and I'm going to take this up and down here a couple of different times, just because it's not the way I really wanted to do it. Like I said, I usually do use the eye hook. But, all right, let's see. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more glue on it. I'm going to let this one set off to the side here. While that's drying, I'm going to do my other one. This one I don't need as tall, and it already has a wire on here, so that's great. We're going to use that. I must have stolen it out of another piece. You guys ever do that? I got little pieces. I try to separate them all by color. I've got little pieces everywhere. I've got little baskets. Okay, that was a lot easier with that one. Okay, I'm going to put a little dab of glue right here at the very top, just so he doesn't think about getting loose. Okay? All right, let me see if this one's dry. Not quite yet. Okay, so that's okay. We can go ahead and do something else. I need to put a little bit of greens down here, but like I said, I intended to use these leaves and I forgot about them. Let me see what I can do here. This is a Hobby Lobby's pick also. I feel like I want some just right here in the middle. I don't want all of them. I'll have to trim this off in half, probably, is what I was thinking. Okay, those might work. I'm going to wait though, because if I put those pine cones in there, I may not have room for what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead. This is almost set up. Let me get these guys placed. And I'm putting that part where the oh, what's that called? Where the pin is, I'm putting that toward the middle, so it's not, you can't really see it. So I'll pull this and reposition it a little bit more. Get that down just a little bit shorter. Okay. All right, so that's what we've got right in there. Oh yeah, pine cones are falling off the trees. Yes, I did a blog post a couple of weeks back that about how to cure them. You know, you do have to cure pine cones. If you're going to pull them out of your yard, you do need to cure them, because you might be bringing all kinds of goodies, not intentional things, into your home. But I remember one winter my granddaughter and I did that, and she just had a ball doing it. But I was not expecting the smell. I mean, your house is going to smell like a Christmas tree. which if you're wanting it that way, that's fine, but I was worried to death what it was going to make my food taste like, but it was fine because you cure them in the oven. Let me get these guys kind of positioned here. Okay, all right, I like that. Now I wanted to be sure that I don't have them on the same height, and I've got them pointing in different directions. So, oh, Vince is saying yes, you can do some fern behind. Yes, absolutely, yes. Yeah, I was wanting to use those leaves, but yeah, I'm thinking fern because I think that's what's going to fit there. I don't know that the other will. These leaves, I don't know that they're going to fit. I might use these just to come around the bottom. Okay, that's what we've got so far. Okay, you can see that. All right, now, let's see. I want to go ahead now and start thinking about filling in the center. Like I said, I don't think my leaves are going to fit. Let me try some things here. Get a few more of these trimmed off. I've got a couple of other greens too, but I'm just not sure they're going to work either. I do like that. I'm gonna use this. I forgot that this is not a pusher though. Here I am trying to get it to push up and it won't. I don't want all this down in there though, so let's see. Dip it in the glue over here. And again, my hands are not fitting in there anymore, so I'm just using my pliers. Trying to get everything arranged. And then I'll show you what we did. And I like that because it looks like it's all growing here in a cluster, just like what it would be in nature. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. Got this one piece that I'm trying to get it to lay in the right direction. It's just not cooperating. You may have to trim him off. Okay, there he goes better. Okay. Sorry, sometimes you just got to keep fussing with it until you get it to where you want it, okay? You can see it up close. But you can see I've got that little hole there. I'm going to need to put something right in here. Okay. I've got this little piece here, so that's what we're going to put there. Make it all just look like one big clump of it. Okay. See how we filled that hole in there? And I'll work with getting some of these to go the right direction. Just got to let them, because I don't want it all just clumped. I want it free. You want some movement here, okay? All right, so now let's go to the other side here. And I'm going to fill in with a little bit more of this fern on this side. And I'm probably going to need to trim this down just a bit. Let me see. Yeah, I like that right in the middle there. Okay. And again, I'll turn this around whenever I get this in. Show you what we're doing. Like I said, there's just not a good way to show a centerpiece. Okay, so I just put more of that fern right there, and I'll probably bring in another sprig also. I do want to bring some down here as well. That way in there deep. Okay, some of these might be a little bit long. If I can't get them to bend down and go, you know, kind of curve around the bottom of the arrangement. There we go. Okay. All right, moving on. Oops, one of them just came off anyway, so that's okay. That was the one I was kind of thinking about. All right, I feel like I need a little bit, just kind of sprigs here and there, just kind of like this. So I'm gonna have to put a, well, actually I've got one right here that I could use as that. Okay. All right, now we need something right down here. And this is a place where I could introduce some of these leaves. Let me look at it. All right, I do like that. I'm going to place those underneath of there. Okay. All right, so just filling in around the bottom here. Now we've got this other corner, the same thing. It already has the peony leaves, so I don't think I need to put a whole bunch down here, but I want to bring in at least some of this over to this side. Let me see. Got those. They're pretty similar colors, though. I don't want to do that. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a floral pin and drop it over this Y here and sneak that back in there kind of deep. And get everything out of the way. Okay. All right, so that's what we've got so far. Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I thought I put it there, but I might not have. You know what? Now that I say that, I don't think I did. I didn't put it this time for some reason. I spaced it. But thank you, Donna. Okay, let's see here. I want to bring just a little bit more right here in the center. Not a lot. Whoop, you can't see that. Not a lot, but I feel like it needs just another sprig or two of fern. But it's going to have to be kind of tall. Do I want this color? I'm thinking. I think I want the green. I just need this space right here, right on this, right above that pumpkin. I think I'm going to bring the green. Yes. Okay. All right. And let me see if I've got a long piece that I could use. I do not. All right. So what I'm going to do, and I don't need a lot. I'm just going to put a pick on this. I think, I don't know if it'll be tall enough actually. We're going to use one of the shorter floral picks, the wooden picks. I'm loving these colors, you guys. I love it, love it, love it. I've been kind of on a burgundy pick or kick anyway. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, and you made it to a live. You did. Thank you for being here. Barbara's over on YouTube. All right, a little floral tape here. This really has turned out a lot more full than I anticipated from when I started. I want a little piece of fern just right here, right by that pumpkin. Get my glue. And I got to make sure I'm putting it in there the right direction because it's going to lay one direction here. Okay. Perfect. That's exactly where I want it to do. Okay. Dropped a little bit of glue here. I'm trying to get it out. There. Okay. Okay, let me look here. One final check here. Okay, I think we're good, guys. I mean, I could keep adding and adding and adding, but I think we're good. Oh, thank you, Vince. Thank you, Linda. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to raise you guys up now. And as always, I mean, I know, you know, when we're sitting here designing live, I know there's probably holes or spots that we need to fill in and stuff. It's just, you know, it's hard to make it perfect whenever you're live. But I always go back and I look to see if there's anything more to do or anything I want to change. But right now, I'm loving these colors. I love these. Love it, love it, love it. So warm. Let me bring it up closer here. I might bring in another, just a little twig or a little sprig of fern on these sides. I don't know. I have to look at it with fresh eyes, but I might do that. But I love it. Love it, love it. Okay. All right, Carol's wanting to know, may I ask if you sold this arrangement in your shop, what the price range would be? I'd have to calculate it up. I know I always put, when I'm making something live, I always have it's a temporary listing on my Etsy shop in case somebody wants to buy it while I'm making it live, which happens a lot. I always guess on the low side, and the price I think I put in for this, which includes shipping, is $89, which that's a steal. I mean, for after all the things are added in, that's a steal. After the live, like I said, I go back and I revisit everything. I make it the way I want it to be, and then I usually will increase the price too, if if I'm making an official listing. But I'm going to say at least $97, at least, because you got to think of all the cost in here. And these florals, this, and this. These are not cheap. they're higher end florals, but anyway, I would say at least $97 would be my guess. Okay. All right. Let me look and see if there's any other questions. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm going to look back a little bit here. Oh, Vince, no, you don't worry about that. No worries. Yeah, no, I was kind of thinking, great minds. I was thinking that too. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you. But no, I'm always open to suggestions. And sometimes, like when you're a viewer versus the person doing the live, sometimes you guys can see things that I can't, right here. Because when I'm making an arrangement, I'll come back here and I'll look at it. And actually, from this view, I love this view right here. I'm not going to change a thing. But I'll come back here and I'll stand and look. Now, this side I don't like as well. I might bring in something, like I said, I'll probably bring in a little bit of something dark in this corner here. Maybe another pine cone. Let me look here. I was looking to see if I had another. This is too large, but maybe another pine cone. If I had another, I probably do in my stash. If I have another this type of pine cone, I'll probably bring one of those and let it sneak out right here in between to kind of break out those break up those colors right there. But I love, love, love this side. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm glad you caught me live too, Donna. Thank you, Gail. All right, I'm going to get off of here. And as always, I really do appreciate you guys. I'm really thrilled that you're here with me on this Friday afternoon. If you have any crafty friends, you might spread the news. I'm not allowed to say the word I want you to do, but if you would sprinkle this on your page, I'd really appreciate that. That really helps me. But then also, if you'd ever want to come back and revisit this, then it's always going to be on your feed. So, okay. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Do know that Facebook Messenger has been a mess. Sometimes we get messages, sometimes we do not. Sometimes we see it a couple days later. So if you do want to contact me, just send me an email. It's terrysmith@adorabledecodecor.com, and I'll be happy to help you out as best I can. So, oh, thank you. Thank you, Zuli. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That helps me out a lot. I appreciate it. So, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.